With Chapter 4 right around the corner, there is no better moment to talk about the most disappointing moments of Chapter 3 of Fortnite than right now. Chapter 3 introduced a lot of cool new mechanics, like the new Spider-Gwen Mythic, as well as tactical sprinting, mantling, and also sliding in the game, as well as many great new POIs and weapon refreshes. However, it wasn't without its most disappointing moments. Can you guess what number 1 is? Make sure you stick around for the entire video to see what the number 1 moment is. Before we start the list, I just want to say thank you to our sponsor. There's no sponsor. I'm a tiny YouTube channel, so if you could please use code onyi when buying the Chapter 4 Battle Pass, or liking the video and subscribing down below, or leaving a comment does help the channel grow a lot. Also check out all my links in the description. Without further ado, number 10. It was a little bit disappointing before we started Season 4 that we didn't have an event at the end of Season 3. Considering at the end of Chapter 3 Season 3 there was no event and all we had was a nice little cinematic in between the seasons, a lot of players were disappointed. Events are a key highlight moment for a lot of people who play this game, and the expectation keeps getting higher and higher every season, so people want to see more events every now and then. I personally wouldn't mind if Fortnite did some low-key events that weren't as good as others, but they did events every season. At the moment, it looks like they're just going to be keeping that high standard. Really looking forward to the Chapter 4 one. Coming in at number 9. The Imposter game mode was a fantastic game mode introduced by Epic Games. It was very similar to Among Us, but with the whole Fortnite vibe in between. And when they added proximity chat to it, it added a whole nother level of comedy. This was one of my favorite bits of content to stream on Twitch. And a lot of other creators were enjoying playing this game mode as well. It was really nice to farm some content from it. It was easy to jump into a game and just talk some smack and see what people's reactions were. Unfortunately, it got too toxic for some people, so Fortnite decided to remove proximity chat altogether.
It's a domino effect! You're just trying to get everyone out!
No, it's not a domino effect, it's a Pizza Hut effect.
No, it's a domino effect! You can't give it up!
Which leads us into our top 8 disappointing moment of all time. Fortnite removed the entire Imposter game mode altogether. Yes, technically you can still play this in creative, but Fortnite decided that there wasn't enough people jumping in, or it wasn't worth splitting the play base this much, and they just wanted to focus on creative. So unfortunately, the official game mode got removed. Coming in at number 7, a little bit similar, but LTMs. Limited time modes are a staple in Fortnite, and Chapter 3 saw a very small amount of these. Yes, we had a few mixed tournaments in between, and we also had some few promoted creative game modes. There was no numerous amount of LTMs in the Battle Royale format. Yes, we had a few solid golds here and there, and we had some 40v40 game modes, but no floor is lava, nothing new, reinventing the wheel, and personally I would love to see more LTMs in Chapter 4. I know this is probably not going to be the case because Fortnite's focusing more on creative and they don't want to spread the play base too thin, so they'll just keep the core game modes and promote a lot of creative stuff, but I kind of miss it. Battle Royale with a little bit of a twist here and there was a lot of fun, so hopefully they bring it back, maybe just LTM Fridays and the game mode's live for 24 hours or 48 hours. I think that could be a pretty good deal. Coming in at number 6 on our list today is no helis. It was leaked in the game files that helicopters were going to be re-added to Fortnite at the end of Chapter 3 Season 4 in one of the challenge files. But at the last moment, Epic Games scrapped it. We don't really know why this was or what led to this. I have a suspicion that it has to do with server lag, and they didn't want the servers to lag a large amount as there's been a lot of bad server lag this season. But unfortunately, we just didn't get to see it. Hopefully we have some cool new features when it comes to the next season. I was going to list this as number 5, but I'm going to squeeze it in there. The same goes for planes. Planes were meant to be part of the same update, and it's really cool to get a lot of nice sniper trick shots on the side of planes while switching seats when playing solo game mode. So I was unfortunate to not see them added to the game as well. Which leads to number 5, most disappointing update of Chapter 3 is bowlers. Bowlers were a great update when they were in the game in Chapter 1 of Fortnite, but one thing that they didn't have back then that they have now is limited fuel. Imagine if you could travel these bowlers around the entire map without running out of fuel. It was kind of disappointing that Fortnite made this a feature of them, nerfing essentially just a fun item in the game that didn't have much health anyway. And really, I think this is a reason why a lot of people didn't use it this chapter at all. On top of that, there was no way to recharge these bowlers once they're low. So for Fortnite, I'm gonna have to say that's a big L for you there. And coming down at our next L for Fortnite at number 4 is there was no Spider-Gwen Mythic, no Spider-Man gloves when Gwen Stacy was in the Battle Pass. For Chapter 3, Season 4 of Fortnite, we had the amazing Gwen Stacy skin as the last tier skin on the Battle Pass. But unfortunately, we didn't get to see her use any webbing to swing around the map as they didn't add any version of the Spider-Man Mythic. I was really hoping they were going to add her Mythic to the game and it was just going to be the same as the Spider-Man one, just reskin to match her skin. But for some reason, Epic Games just decided not to do this. Whether it be some issue to do with licensing or because I had a lot of other bits and pieces in between having to do with the Fortnightmares update as well as having the grappler in the game, I have to say, pretty disappointing one. Our next biggest disappointing moment, coming in at number 3, coming in at Chapter 3, Season 4 of Fortnite. I have to say it was one of the most disappointing Fortnitemares to date. There's a few updates here and there, and the Heli Mythic was a really cool addition to the game, but having no brooms and virtually no decorations on the map let it feeling very lackluster and a lot to be desired. I was very impressed from previous seasons how they approach Fortnitemares, and hopefully next Halloween when it rolls around, Fortnite does a better job at it. Coming in at number 2, which ties into number 1 of this list, is No Sweat Summer. No Sweat Summer used to be one of the bigger events that Fortnite used to do, but very similar to how they approach Fortnitemares, this was a big disappointment. Granted, a lot of these Epic employees were finally on holiday during the time of this release, due to COVID finally coming towards somewhat of an end. Do note, we're still in a pandemic, it's not over yet. But unfortunately, they completely dropped the ball on this one. We were meant to get some amazing updates in this one, and there's a lot of changes around the map, and we had a really cool trailer, but when it came to the actual No Sweat Summer, it was just a few challenges. It was quite confusing. There were stages added and new POIs, but nothing there. And this ties into our number 1 most disappointing moment of Chapter 3, is no skateboards. When No Sweat Summer came around, we were meant to get skateboards in the game. The animations were even added to the game files, but there must have been some game-breaking bugs with not enough employees on hand in order to patch this before the update came out. We even got skate parks in the game during No Sweat Summer, but unfortunately no skateboards, and hopefully we get to see these in Chapter 4. I would love to see more fun vehicles added in Chapter 4, like re-adding the shopping trolleys and maybe even having a BMX bike that you can just go around the map with. Doesn't have to be super fast, but just something you can do trick shots with would be really fun. So those are my top 10 disappointing moments of Chapter 3. Did any of them line up with yours? Did I not mention any? Make sure you comment them down below. My name is Onyi. I'll be making a lot more Fortnite content coming into the new season. Please subscribe. I do work hard on these videos and they take a lot of time to make, so it would go a long way. Make sure you leave it with a like rating. Use code ONI in the Fortnite item store. Do know I make a percentage from this, and I'll catch all you guys on the flip side. Goodbye.